After finishing Bridgerton season 4, a question popped into my head. Have I come to the end of my Bridgerton journey? And I'm wondering if anyone else has had similar thoughts. Like many other Regency lovers, I read the Bridgerton series years before the show started. Well, technically I only read the first 3 books, Daphne, Anthony and Benedict, and I loved them. Benedict's book was my favourite. I mean, it's basically Cinderella, and who doesn't love a fairy tale? I was annoyed when they chose to do Colin and Penelope's story instead of Benedict's. But having now watched the season, I can say it was worth the wait. Hello and welcome to Just a Little Romance. In this video, we're reviewing Bridgerton season 4 and whether we'll be watching season 5. Let's get into it. Spoilers ahead. If you've read the novels, you can't help but compare the book with the show. Changes can throw you off, and that definitely happened to me with Kate and Anthony. Even though season 2 was great, I didn't fully enjoy it until I re-watched it and accepted it for what it was. So this time, I made a conscious decision not to reread Benedict's book, so I could go in fresh while still recognizing familiar elements here and there. I also waited until part 2 was released and then binge watched it in one go, which is a completely different experience compared to watching it in parts. Here's what I loved about this season. Number 1, of course, hands down, Benedict and Sophie. Their chemistry was undeniable and had me hooked from the get-go. The eye contact, the sneaking glances across the room, the forehead touches. I'm obsessed. They did not come to play. I was surprised by how much I enjoyed the side stories though. Usually I cannot be asked. They feel like fillers, but this time they actually added to the show. I really liked Violet and Marcus. Seeing Violet rediscover the part of her she thought died when Edmund did, but at the same time she's having a bit of a young lady Danbury moment, not wanting to be someone's wife again? Entertaining. Is she crazy for letting a fine man like Marcus go? Yes she is. Side note, the melanin on this show is popping. These people are gorgeous and I just hope it's being fully appreciated. It is by me. I even liked Lady Danbury's storyline. I loved her in season 1, but I wasn't really feeling her role in season 2 or 3. Her presence kind of took away from new characters like Mary. But this season, it's another win for her. There was more depth to her relationship with the Queen, and it really taps into our love for Queen Charlotte. And speaking of the Queen, she was hilarious! Turning down requests left, right and centre. It's been said before, but I loved getting a peek behind the curtains, seeing the lives of the servants. Vardy is exactly who she thinks she is, but I don't think she's the new Lady Whistledown. Time will tell. I would love a Julie Andrews cameo, like a Stan Lee moment in Marvel. Just let her grace our screens one time. Now onto the not so great. You mean to tell me that Lord John Sterling never gave Francesca a pinnacle? Not even once? That sweet man who said, "You are just right as you are." Oh my gosh. I feel heartbroken about John. He was the kindest soul. Acting wise, Francesca? That scream when she found John in bed? I had to fight tears. I hate to say this about Will and Alice Mondridge, especially as they're one of the few black couples, but they're just not interesting, and I really want them to be. Maybe it's because they're giving cutesy when they need to be given sexy, maybe their storyline just isn't hitting the spot. There's so much potential, but it's just not translating. Writers, we need to get this right. Kate and Anthony. As happy as I was to see them, they shouldn't have come back. They're in and out so quickly, it doesn't make sense. This is how it should work. Once your season is done, you should do a few scenes in the next season, and then disappear until the final one. Otherwise, it just feels weird. And sorry to say this, but the ending? It didn't feel satisfying. It felt anticlimactic. The way they handled Sophie's background had me side-eyeing like, that's it? Too many people know the truth. It worked in the book, but it didn't fully land on screen. And again, the Queen swooping in to save the day. It's getting a bit repetitive. So I've come to the end of my book knowledge, and it feels like we've reached the end of phase 1. We're halfway through the series, 4 siblings down, 4 to go. But there's a reason I never read the remaining books. They just didn't pull me in. And I think that's what I'm feeling now. I've reached the end of the story I cared about most. Usually I'd be excited for what's next, but I don't feel that urgency anymore. It feels like I've got what I came for, and maybe I'm ready to just leave it here. This may have been my favourite season, and honestly, I don't think anything coming can match or beat the seasons we've had so far. If I stop here, I end on a high note. That said, I know myself. The next trailer will drop, and I might be right back. I won't watch it immediately, it might take a few months, but at the end of the day, I love romance. Watching people fall in love, open up, feel seen, feel accepted, that's why I keep coming back. And there we have it. Let me know in the comments, can you relate? How did you find season 4? Do you disagree with anything I said? And if you made it to the end, you might as well like and subscribe. Bye!